Hey folks, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for this week's video, I'm doing something a little bit different. Last weekend I had the Victorian Ice Racing Association Autumn Cup, which is pretty special. It was a qualifying event for the Duke Trophy, which is in July this year. I don't know yet if I've qualified, and I don't exactly know my times for the races yet, but I do have clips from racing, full clips, and I thought I'd do a little recap, talk you guys through what I was thinking during the races and what I was doing and how it went, just for something a bit different, just to analyze and look back at my performance. And it'll be really useful for me in the future to see what worked and what didn't, but also I thought it would be interesting for you guys to kind of get an idea of what it's like for me to race and kind of what I'm thinking about as I'm racing. Anyway, if you're excited for this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. Thank you for all your support. Let's get into it. Okay, so we're jumping right in here. This is actually 5 laps into the 1,000 meters, and you would have just seen me overtake. So I did spend the first, at least half of the race, sitting behind the other skaters and just drafting off them. Then once it reached 4 laps to go, I overtook, and my passing was pretty clean, which was nice, even though I was skating with Tony and he was definitely trying to push me into the corner when I passed him. But luckily I got into the corner first and did a nice clean pass. And then I just was out the front, grinding it out for the last 4 laps, trying not to let him creep up behind me, which was hard. But this is the last corner here. Went around and then crossed the finish line, so I got a first. So yeah, I was really happy with my results in the 1,000. Now we're looking at the 500 meters here. Again, my mum forgot to film the start, so we're just going from midway. As you can see, I was in 3rd position for most of the race, which wasn't ideal because I would have liked to have started faster rather than taking off slowly. I first passed Lana, which was a pretty good pass. I was happy with that, but then I was too eager and I tried to pass Tony too late here. I should have tried to pass him earlier, and then I drove him into the corner, and yeah, that was a bit of an illegal pass there, which actually ended up getting me a penalty anyway. So I then kind of just sat 3rd for the rest of the race. I kind of knew that I'd gotten a penalty, but it was my first ever penalty, so not the worst. So yeah, I technically crossed the line in 3rd for the 500, but then ended up getting a penalty. So realistically, I didn't get a time. I was actually disqualified, but that was my first ever penalty in racing, so it was kind of exciting in a weird way. But here we go. Now we're setting up for the 1,500, which is 13.5 laps. So here's my start. Wasn't a bad start. I didn't want it to be super fast because I wanted to get behind and draft for most of this. So I got into 2nd place and just drafted off Victor, who was out the front, which actually worked quite well. I'm not usually one to be good at drafting, so I was really happy that I actually used some half-decent tactics this racing. So yeah, pretty cruisy. We weren't going too fast at all, just drafting around. Not much to say here, really. So yeah, still just drafting. It was really nice not to be leading and instead to just enjoy someone else's draft, because I'm not really usually good with tactics. So it was really nice to actually use tactics in this race, these few races, even if they didn't always work, like in the 500 when I obviously made an error and got a penalty. It's still nice to be able to give those things a try, even if they don't work out. So at this point, Victor's still in front. He was getting a little bit wobbly, actually. It made me a bit nervous sitting right behind him. I was worried he was going to fall or something and take me out with him. And he also sort of slowed down a little bit, but it was still okay. Still just cruising behind him. All of us there, just cruising around. Okay, so there I overtake Victor because he did a big wobble and he was just going too slowly. It made me a bit nervous. But I knew if I was to overtake him, I had to really take off so that the others couldn't draft off me. I didn't want to just overtake him and let them have a free ride to the finish line, so I tried to get a really big gap in between us. It was very hard work, and I overtook Victor with like 7 laps to go, so it wasn't ideal. I would have liked to draft off him for a bit longer, but I was just worried that he was going to fall or like slow down the pace in general, so I just decided to take that risk. So as you can see here, Victor's kind of falling off the back. I'm pushing away at the front, but I could definitely feel that Tony and Lana were kind of gaining on me. It was very nerve-wracking. My legs were very dead. This was, yeah, super hard. It really helped though. I had like friends all on the sideline, like screaming out for me and stuff. So that was really helpful. But yeah, I was pulling all the faces in this moment. My legs were dying, and I was just so nervous that the others were going to catch up to the back of me. I took the risk of taking off with 7 laps to go, and I really wanted it to pay off. So yeah, just working my butt off here. I think this is the last corner that they're coming up to, and they got pretty close. Like Alana's very close behind me, but luckily I just made it, so the risks paid off, which was really nice. Okay, so now we're on to the last race of the Cup, which was the 777 metre race. It sounds weird, I know, but each lap is 111 metres. So this was a 7-lap race. By this stage, my legs were really dead. Like, I was really feeling those 3 races. So I took off, and I wanted to start out fast, but it didn't end up happening that way. I clashed blades quite badly with Tony at the start, which put me off mentally. Wasn't ideal. But yeah, so I ended up going to 3rd position, and ideally I would have liked to be out the front. So that was not my best start and definitely not my game plan, but I just stayed in 3rd, tried to stay, I obviously can't speak, tried to stay behind Lana and just draft off her as much as I could. But my legs were really feeling it. I honestly felt like I was going to vomit after that 1500. It really, it was just so intense. So I was not feeling right for the 777. So here I'm still in 3rd position. I was really just the entire race trying to overtake Lana. Here both of us got past Tony, which was nice because I was worried about how I was going to overtake the 2 of them. But luckily he kind of dropped off and we were able to get through. And then I spent the whole race trying to overtake Lana, but honestly my legs just weren't cooperating with me. I was so dead. I just knew even if I tried to go around the outside of her, I could never make it, and I felt like there was no room to quickly cut on the inside. So yeah, it was a very hard race. I was very much feeling it, and here I just tried to push in that last corner to quickly get in front of her, but I didn't, unfortunately. But I was really happy with 2nd anyway, and it was overall a good race and a good day of racing. Okay, so that's the end of the video. I hope that gives you guys a bit of an idea of what racing is like for me. It was really fun showing you a little glimpse into my thought process behind racing. If you want to see more race recaps, I actually do race once a month, so I can definitely upload these more regularly, and I can even do it as like a bonus video rather than as part of my Tuesday and Friday weekly schedule here on YouTube. So let me know below, comment, let me know if you want to see that. But yeah, thank you so much for your support. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you did enjoy it. Also, you can check out the links in my description box if you'd like to support me on my skating journey, or you would like to shop any of my affiliate links, because that of course does help support me and helps me to be able to create more content for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday.